Yes, hello everybody, welcome to this quick reaction video regarding tonight's games between Crystal Palace. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm recording this 5 minutes before the end of the games, but to be honest with you, both games are going to end 4-2 and 3-0 respectively to the games that are going on between Crystal Palace and Wolves, and of course Man City at home to Bournemouth, games in which Jason will have probably jumped off a bridge. He captained Kevin De Bruyne, and of course he came through with 3 points. I was relying tonight on hoping for a 1-0 Wolves win and preferably Cunha scoring. Hopefully, if that didn't happen, I was hoping for maybe a 0-0. That ends up in, I think I'm not even going to bother going on whoscored.com today. It's just a case of me waffling. But yeah, I think that's more goals scored in that one game than the previous 6 Crystal Palace matches at Selhurst Park. And this particular fixture between Man City and Bournemouth ended pretty much as expected, where Man City win 2-0. Very frustrating from a rivalry point of view when a few people around me have got double Man City defence, but Dale, one of the few people that actually own Marmoush, and to score a wonder goal like that is a bit of a sickener, and it was a wonder goal. Let's not mess about here. You know, he could do that 100 times and it's not going in. And the one time you don't want it to go in, it goes in. But to be completely frank, my biggest kind of regret is probably from 2 weeks ago. And I don't want to keep going on about it, but I will do, because I can. Because you're the idiots that watch this. It's doing... Oh, wait a minute. You shouldn't be saying that about your audience. Wait until Monday comes. You'll understand. You'll know if you know. But yeah, the big regret of, on that panic day, of getting in Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland for that Southampton match and getting nothing. And then since then, I've got nothing from either of them. And it's pretty sickening, to be completely frank, that you bring in players of this quality and to get 0 returns in 2 matches is, I think, just disgraceful. And watching the Man City game, I watched the first 20 minutes, then I went out for a long walk, basically listening into Dan's voice messages and responding to them, and then came back, watched the last 25, no, not even the last 25, the last 35 minutes of the second half. And I'm just watching this Man City team, and I don't even think Haaland even plays. I'm trying to think who it was. I don't know if it was Gary. I don't know if it was Nick. I don't know if it was Trigger Lips. But Nick being off FPL Juice. But they said that Man City seemed to play worse with Haaland in the team. No, I don't know whether that's true or not. If you want analytical breakdown of how good, well, Man City are playing, go and listen to Planet FPL. It's quite simple, really, because they will give you a better breakdown. But from what I see, he just brings nothing to the team. It seems that maybe the only thing he does bring to the team is that he takes defenders away because they're all so concerned about marking him. But he has just been utterly hopeless for a player of his quality. You know, he started the season off like a freight train, and he's just ended it like a ghost train. It's pathetic. And me and Ray have kind of coincided to the fact that we're going to have him for the final day of the season. Ray kind of agrees that we're probably going to do Salah in for De Bruyne. But I think with the news that Cunha is going to be off to Man United, there's a small possibility that we could, it's going to be a discussion between me and Ray, but could do De Bruyne and Cunha out for Salah and some non-playing striker, play a 3-5-2, have Eze and Burma, Malanga, Salah, and Semenyo for the final day of the season. And then we've got Haaland and Watkins up front. Or we entrust that Cunha starts his final game of the season for Wolves up against Brentford, where it'll probably be a high-scoring game, and we'll have this team in front of you, but instead of De Bruyne, it'll be Salah, and instead of Eze, it'll be Semenyo. But with the fact that Man City are just going through the motions and what I've just said about Haaland, I'm more bullish about Salah and De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland out for Salah and Havertz, but I think me and Ray will probably end up playing it safe. Even though, as someone mentioned in the comments, what's the point in playing it safe when you're not going to win any of your mini leagues? But as I stated, I want to be as high up in the rankings as possible, and I want to end up as high as I can in the mini leagues, because I do take pride in the fact that, you know, I like doing well in mini leagues every season, and even though it's gone pretty shit this year, you know, me and Ray have done very well to do what we've done. I mean, we were voice messaging back and forth yesterday about the fact that, considering how slow we started the season, and then midway through the season we were pretty much just stuck at 1.5 million, we just would not move. And it's been over the last, 7 game weeks that we've gotten up to 500k. I mean, today's results have, you know, we're pretty much bordering going to be at 500k. Pretty much bordering on 500k. And with the fact that Henderson has got, 1 point out of tonight, 8 Nuri, 1 point, Vardy, who everybody owns around my rank, De Bruyne and Haaland doing jack shit. Eze's the big one. That's a huge bonus. Eze coming through, blocking off star points. I think it's a bit of a sickener for the people that are either A, got star playing tonight, or B, getting him off the bench. I saw Firetogs getting him off the bench. I think Triggerlips is getting Sar off the bench, I think. And to get his assist, but then Eze comes off the bench to then score, and then outperform Sar by 2 points? Yeah, that's a bit of an arsehole. And then Cunha, of course, with epoxy 1 point. I'm assuming they both ended the way it was. Let's just quickly check my phone. But yeah, I really went into this tonight thinking that it could be a decent end to the game week, and we've just come out of it with just essentially nothing. It's pathetic, really. It is legitimately just absolutely 3-1. Who scored for who? Daniel Jebinson. Oh my god, wow. Well, that's a turn up for the books. That's a huge turn up for the books, because, like I said, a few people with double Man City defence. I needed Bournemouth to score. Good thing I cashed out. Woohoo! Good thing I cashed out. I said to my mum, funny enough, the reason why I cashed out on a bet was because I could see Bournemouth scoring. This was at 2-0, and they were both down to 10 men, and Bournemouth were, they were the better team at the time, and they were really going for goal. And I thought, you know what? I either cash out for 44p, or I just leave the game to end 3-0. Well, yeah, 2-3-0, and I win 51p. And I thought, no, I can see Bournemouth scoring. 96th minute, some bloke called Jebinson. Who? Never heard of him. Do you remember, just a slight tangent here, I remember when somebody, again, these are the kind of muppets that you got to deal with. Someone wrote, how can you call yourself a YouTube channel and you don't know whoever the player was? Anyway. Yeah, my betting went well today. Betting went brilliant. Like I said, I love gambling. It's great. It's good for here. Good for your mental health. It's brilliant. Yeah, cashed out on a few bets, and I won a couple of bets as well. I was down by, I started at £7.20, give or take. No, £7.10, and in the bank now is £6.69, something like that. Not too bad, really. Because I could have cashed out on Man City win and Crystal Palace draw when it was at about the 75th minute, 80th minute. It was giving me... what was it giving me again? An 8p cashback from an 11p bet. But I thought, no, just leave it. Don't worry about it. And of course, then Crystal Palace score a few seconds there. Anyhow, the point being is that seeing that now, them conceding, that's a good thing from my standpoint. But overall, it's been a pretty dismal day considering the amount of goals. I mean, what's that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 goals scored in 2 matches. 10 goals scored in 2 matches. And yet, I've had 1 poxy return. Now, don't get me wrong. Who's actually returned tonight? From an FPL point of view. Well, people like Blonde. This is unbelievable. Because Isaac didn't play. She's getting Strand Larson off the bench. It just takes the fucking piss. She deliberately benched Strand Larson as well. I think she brought him in this week, but benched him. Or was it the week before? I can't remember now. Either way, she's getting him off the bench, which is just unbelievable. But when your luck's in, your luck's in. But really, who from an FPL point of view has done well tonight? Well, Mamouche owners, Eze owners, and that's about it. Now, unless you are lucky enough to own Strand Larson, or you are getting Sarr off the bench, it's been pitiful. It's been absolutely pitiful, this game week. And I really hope that with game week 38, that we come out of it smiley faces. Please be smiley faces. Come on. And hopefully mine and Ray's transfers actually pay off. Till next time, make sure you like and subscribe. See you later.